Traders, it's Berto, and again, this is a Pro Traders Workshop series continuation tutorial. Now, I've been getting a lot of questions on Monday retracements and when to take a trade on Monday retracement, and so I thought I'd focus on a couple of things that you could do to find a currency pair that qualifies and when to take a Monday retracement. So I'm going to scroll down to 30-minute chart on the USD CAD. So I'm going to give you a few examples. First, you need to qualify the trade. Friday, obviously, you need to figure out the market was rallied. We're in a downtrend, and Friday the market rallied. Coming into Monday, the market turned around and gave it all back and some. So two things need to happen. If you are using pivot points, that really helps. The central pivot point is the key. So price is closing below the central pivot point and below the 21 moving average line, and the two lines of MACD are crossing to the downside, then that trade should work out. And that needs to happen. The other indicator I have is the parabolic indicator that when the dots are on top, that means the market's in a downtrend, and dots are on the bottom, the market's in an uptrend. So coming into a new trading day, during the Asian and part of the European session, the market didn't really was sort of consolidating, but then during the right before the New York session opened, it took a direction. So that was essentially the trade to take when you see a bearish engulfing candle that pretty much covered all of these past, even on the 1 hour chart. There was a nice resistance level, inside bar, and then there was the trade. So again, Friday rally and then Monday retracement. So I use a couple of things, and I do trade off the 30-minute chart for this trade, for the entry. Two lines of MACD need to cross to the downside. That's the first thing, very important, or the upside, whichever direction. Price needs to break below the 21 moving average line and below the central pivot point. This is very important. The central pivot point will determine if the market's in an uptrend or a downtrend. So this is just for Monday retracement, specifically for Monday retracement. So several reasons why to take this trade to the downtrend. Friday was rally, Monday is a retracement. Two lines of MACD cross to the downside, that's number one. Number two, price closing below the central pivot point, that's two. And closing the 21 moving average line with the parabolic indicator telling us that the market is in a downtrend. And that's it. That's all you need to do. Let me just show you a few more examples of this. And notice that now it's starting to turn around and head north. So this would be using the color change candle strategy, where we have price closing at 131.49 and the entry is 131.57. So this would be a good entry right there. The other trade was, here it is, Euro CAD. Pretty much mirrored USD CAD. Rallied on Friday, coming into, and it gapped down. That was our first clue. It gapped down on Sunday night, never closed the gap, and turned around during the New York, right before the New York session. The mark sold off. This is a 1 hour chart. Two lines of MACD already crossed to the downside. That's good. Price broke below the central pivot point, broke below the 21 moving average line, and there was your trade right there. Okay. It's a really excellent example on CAD yen. Friday sell-off and his Monday's retracement. Price breaking above the central pivot point, above the 21 moving average line. MACD lines crossing to the upside. And this is on the 1 hour chart. I haven't even looked on the 30 for better entry. So on the 30-minute chart, the same thing. Would have entered this trade probably around here, right when price simultaneously broke above the central pivot point, closed above the central pivot point. The two lines of MACD in the 30-minute chart are crossing the zero line, which is very important. This is even more of a confirmation. When the lines are angle and separated and cross the zero line, then that's a good trade setup. And of course, the parabolic bars are below price action. So several reasons to take a trade. First, it's Monday retracement. Second, here's Friday sell-off, and then Monday it retraces and gave back everything from Friday. So today was a really good Monday retracement. Usually we don't get very good Monday retracement. Sometimes you can capture 20 or 30 pips at that, but this one really rallied well. All the Euro CAD, USD CAD, and CAD Yen. Okay, so just make sure that you have several reasons to take a trade. And in this case, price is above the central pivot point, which indicates market most likely will rally. If it's below the central pivot point, most likely it will sell off. So let me just add the pivot point from Friday and see price. On Friday was below the central pivot point, below the 21 moving average line. MACD was below the zero line and was braided at one point, but angle and separated. Okay, so that's how you trade using these indicators. And Monday are special because if you're not sure what trade to take, just follow these simple instructions using a parabolic indicator, 21 moving average line, price above the central pivot point, and take a trade. Here is another Monday retracement using Heikin-Ashi candles. There's Friday's uptrend, and there's Monday's retracement. And again, crossover MACD, looking at the 1 hour chart here. Crossover MACD, either a 30 or 1 hour chart, it really doesn't matter. You just want to make sure that the two lines of MACD crossing to the downside of the market was in an uptrend on a Friday. We're anticipating the retracement on Monday, but you need to qualify that trade. So we have several reasons. Pricing breaking below the 21 moving average line, breaking below the central pivot point, and we have the parabolic bars on top indicating that for at least for the next 24 hours, the market should be in a downtrend. And here is the USD Yen. Let me just switch over to the 30-minute chart since that's the time frame I'm using to take trades. So again, USD Yen, here's Friday's sell-off, and here's Monday's retracement using Heikin-Ashi candles. You can use regular candlestick patterns or Heikin-Ashi. You just have to qualify them. You just make sure MACD lines are angle and separated, and if they cross the zero line, that's even better. I wouldn't have taken this trade unless price broke above the central pivot point, and there's the entry right here. Now make sure price is above the 21 moving average line. The two lines of MACD are angle and separated, going up, and price is breaking the central pivot point, and that's a nice run up about 45 pips. Aussie Yen, same thing. Two lines of MACD cross to the upside. Let me switch over to a 30-minute chart. I will look at a 30-minute chart and a 1 hour chart to see if they're mirroring each other. Then you have a better trade setup. So here we go. Friday, market sold off. Monday, retracement. Qualify the trade. Two lines of MACD cross to the upside. Price breaking above the central pivot point, above the 21 moving average line, and also the parabolic bars are below price action. So that was the entry over here when price broke above the central pivot point, and there's your trade. It is around noon Eastern time, and generally that's when I exit a trade, around here. UK markets are closed. Markets have a tendency to retrace. And on a, let's see if there's, on a 30-minute chart, we see an evening star. On a 1-hour chart, we have a color change candle. So it's possible I may take this trade to the downside, capture pips if it qualifies. So using the 1-hour scalp system, I'll wait for this candle to close and see if the next one closes 8 pips below. But because we're in an uptrend, I would not stay in this trade very long because of going against the ebb and flow of the 1-hour chart right now. But it is hitting a previous resistance level from the past, from Friday rather. And the last one here is USD, Euro USD. Here's Friday's rally, here's Monday's retracement, using regular candlestick patterns. We have price breaking below the, now this one was a little bit more difficult. I'm not sure I would have, well, let me switch over to the 30-minute chart, see if there's an earlier entry. Okay, so not much of an early entry. Maybe here. That only gave us 20 pips. Price did break below the 21 moving average line earlier during the day, and the 2 lines of MACD across to the downside. So I'm not sure if I would have waited till it broke the central pivot point. This was a much more difficult trade to take, and you'd have, if you were waiting for everything to line up, you couldn't take this trade till it already moved 33 pips. So, but regardless, this was a profitable trade if you just waited. Parabolic bars on top, price breaking below the 21 moving average line and central pivot point, and it's right now it's only put in 21 pips and it's still moving down. Also, the 2 lines of MACD cross to the downside. So there you have it. If you are part of our community, just send me an email, go to the website. If you're not, and you want to sign up, just go to the website, contact me. There's a contact page, and I'll teach you how to use these strategies effectively on a daily basis. Right now, this video was just for the Monday retracement. Have a good trading week. Thanks for watching, guys.